everyone, thank you for clicking on this video, because this is my first video I've made. My name is Fritz. I'm playing together with Wargame, and I had the idea to start a short video series because I only play team-based setups within Wargame, and yeah, I'm interested in playing one-on-one ranked, and yeah, I will let you participate on my one-on-one ranked career starting at 0. And in the reviews, I will analyze the games, or we will analyze the games together. I'm happy to have some comments from your side, and I will show you which decisions I took in, based on which information I had at this time. And yeah, and then we will have another replay showing the whole map setup, yeah, with all the informations. And then we can analyze if we took the right decisions. To start, I will give you a short overview of the deck, that you have a clue what I'm playing. I think it's a Nordic standard setup. There's nothing special. Logistics. I've seen nothing. No, a beacon. Nasam is a great, yeah, AA gun, because has great anti-air capability. Because the Nasam has 6 AA rockets, which are fire and forget, and they shoot very fast. But then it has a reload of 25 seconds. Yeah, beacon for long range artillery. Automatic is a mixture of it. It's a great AA gun, also a great anti-tank weapon and a great anti-infantry weapon. But it's very hard to handle, because if you're in an infantry fight or something else is happening and then a seed plane appears on the map, your automatic is lost. As well as a mortar. Tanks, I have a mixture of heavy tanks and medium tanks. Recon, yeah, my Recon is split in 2 parts. A real Recon, like the Marine Jäger, let's say that way, they do only one job, because what they are made for. And then I have the Jäger. Jäger are great for seek and destroy missions after enemy lines. Yeah, chopper, nothing special, as well as the air force. I have here the F-16 MLU as ATGM and fighter, and a cluster bomber, normal bomber, and a seed plane. So yeah, nothing special to this deck, so I think we should start directly with the first game I've played. Let's have a look. This was the first game, and yeah, I started from 0. I didn't have any clue what will happen. Therefore, yeah, I looked at the map, and there are 2 strategic points from my point of view. We have the wood here at Bravo and the wood at Golf. So my idea was to rush these both points, because if I control these both points, I can have a command in Bravo, Alpha, Echo and Golf and Foxtrot. So I will win this game over time. And it's very hard for the enemy to push me out of these 2 positions. So I didn't play any tanks at the beginning. I played some Kustjäger to control this line, as well as some manpads, and some Kustjäger here to set up a second front line. This way is open, and yeah, now I will bit speed up. I played a standard setup, 2 mortars, an automatic, as well. Automatic is for anti-infantry and anti-tanks more than for anti-aircraft. And then a rush with my scout defenders. At this time I only saw these helicopters, and I was aware, okay, that are some special air service from the Britons, and it will getting very hard. Then the second information I had was, let's stop here. We have 2 setups here. We have the infantry based setup with the special air service for the woods, which will be the right choice, as well as a tank to cover this line. On the right side, on my right side, the enemy brings here only tanks as far as I know, at this point. And this is also a bit strange, let's say it in that way, because you see only tanks. There is no AA capability, and a Scout Defender has some rockets which were fired on the tanks. They do no damage, but yeah, it can stun them. I unload my Jäger at this point to get here in the woods, but it was a bit too late, because I saw, yeah, there was a man pad, because there are no anti-air capability, only tanks and a recon. So now my right side is completely open. I directly saw that there are only tanks and get in the hard counter of every tank. I think it's yeah, a rocket helicopter. Now here something fired out of the woods. I didn't saw what it was, because the problem is, if you drive down here the road, something which is here in the woods can fire on this position. Therefore the automatic stopped, and now I'm driving here above this little street. So the middle position is taken from my side. 2 Kustjägers that will be sufficient at the start of this game, because if something drives down here the road, Kustjäger will get it here, or if something drives here down the road. So golf is under my control at this stage of the game. From this side, because from this side I do not have a clue what is coming. If it's really only tanks, or could there be any infantry, I do not know what's coming. So my 2 mortars are in position, and now the first engagement. On the left side I saw the special air service, and here another special air service. That was, yeah, I think a mistake from my enemy, because you only play these yeah, very expensive infantry separated, and now my answer is coming. Kustjäger are very hard infantry, and now the mortar on the SAS as well. I think that will finish them on the left side. 2 Kustjäger. Oh, they lost 1 man to take down 2 SIS. So, this wood is also under my control at this stage, and from my point of view, everything could be now could be done to set up defensive position. Now I bring up here the second command. It's for Alpha, because the whole time my enemy has a +1. Now it's very interesting. I moved my automatic, and now the bomber is coming. I think he's getting only the man pad, so it was not that much expensive. And yeah, my automatic is still alive. Here the next command is coming in. I think this was the command for Bravo, because the sector is also secured. I took in the commands on a later stage, because based on my setup, when a position was taken and it's safe, I can bring in the commands and will not play the commands up front. So my enemy has now 50 points. I have 0 at this moment, so I will neutralize it at the now to be on 0-0. And it's very interesting. I got a scout behind the enemy lines, and now I try to get it a bit more to Delta, possibly to find his command or something else. Now the right side is still open, and I will not defend Echo in the town, because it makes no sense from my point of view. To set some infantry into strategic positions will be more efficient. Now I have here the tanks on the field. I have nothing to counter them at the moment. The helicopter is coming up to snipe 1 or 2 tanks, hopefully, but yeah, it's only a sake of time until they will move into the sector. Therefore I brought some Kustjäger and will them set up here at the front to defend the street. And it's better to defend the sector at the beginning and not at the end, because the enemy close. From my point of view, this street is closed from my point of view, and the only streets you can use are this one, and therefore to set up a defense here makes no sense. So therefore I will set up the defense here, directly at the front of the sector on a strategic position, and only with 1 infantry. This infantry will hold the line until I have identified what's coming up, and then I have the possibility to bring in the counter for the enemy army. My mortars at the moment in a hold position because I have no targets. I can fire on Leopard C2, but I do not know if it makes sense. So on this side there was another unknown tank. Now he starts to move forward, and it's really funny. I saw that, and he didn't see my manpad, but I don't see the tank as well. So I think this is based on the setup of poor optics, and yeah, nothing happens at this stage of the game. My Marine Jäger is now unload and will start moving forward to Delta. Now I have also Bravo under my control, and now it's going in another way. It's +1 for me. Now another tank rush at the open field, and here I saw 4 infantry squads, but I didn't have a clue what's coming up there. Now a big tank rush on the right side. As I thought, my helicopter is repaired, but at this point of the game I was with my micro on the left side, because to stop this infantry rush I fired in with my mortars to hold this woods, to hold the line and defend the sector. Now nothing happened as I thought. The tanks are driving down the street and my Kustjäger kill all of them. They kill all 3 tanks. And now the sector is defended by 1 Kustjäger who lost 4 men. On the left side, commandos moving into the woods, but then I think my enemy gave up. It was, from my point of view, I won this game. It was very efficient because I didn't attack in the broad, or I did only take strategic positions, and that's the way I would like to play the games. Now I give you a short overview what could be done better from my side or from the enemy side, but as you know, be aware how the game will end. I will do it a bit faster, so I think the setup is not that takes not that long. Again, these 2 are my main strategic positions, and this is a defense position to defend the whole right side. It worked in this game, and let's have a look at the start of the enemy. The enemy starts with a lot of tanks, and these tanks he brings these tanks at the open field. I think this is a big mistake. Nevertheless, I saw he had 2 manpads within this tank rush, yes. But 2 manpads are not sufficient to defend all these tanks. For example, if I bring in an ATGM or helicopter, okay, to counter helicopter they are sufficient, but for ATGM or cluster bomber it's not sufficient, and these are not that heavily armored tanks that you can say, okay, 1 cluster bomb is okay, and they will take it. But from my point of view, it was a real mistake to bring on this side tanks. Normally, if I start on this side, I would bring some infantry. I would bring the command to this point. I will try to set up some infantry in these woods to cover the sector at the beginning, and not to bring tanks here in the woods and try to push it out of Gulf. SAS, Special Air Service, on the right side, it's okay, but this sector, or this point, is for me on this map also key, like this one. So minimum 1 squad or 1 recon unit would have been made my life a bit harder, but okay. From my point of view, what could I have done better? I think this helicopter, it was that I lost the secret. There could be made some more micro or better micro. Scout Defender have done his job. give me a clue what's coming up here. Infantry fight. Special air service are not that hard that they can run against the Kustjäger. Two Kustjäger squad, we tested it many times. Kustjäger, the 90s, are really hard infantry. They can hold nearly any position against upcoming enemy infantry, and therefore it's a good choice to defend these lines. SAS comes with 10 men and at this coast from 35, and Kustjäger bringing up 15 men and come with at the coast of 4G. They have a great anti-tank gun with an armor penetration of 25 and 20 shoots per minute. That's great. We will see it on a later. Now the bomb run is coming, and yeah, as I thought in the video, no, not really a hit. As you saw in the video previously before, one Kustjäger can hold the line against 3 upcoming tanks based on his fire rate and based on his armor penetration. It's a great anti-tank unit for the woods. You can also counter easily 4 T-34s. That's not a problem. So I will speed up again at this stage because they are only mortar fire, because I thought, as you can see in the video before, I didn't saw this manpads, but I had a clue that he will bring in this, because the manpads can only stand here at this line or here at this strategic position, and therefore I fired blind into the position. Now he brings in more tanks, more and more tanks, and again he brings tanks, 2 manpads. Only tanks. At open field, without anti-air support, from my point of view. That's really dangerous, and I think, based on the coast, it's a high amount of his army is here, on this side, without any defensive capability. As you can see, one Tau is countering his tanks on this side. It's a great mistake from my enemy. That could have been done better. So now I will set up the Kustjäger at a strategic position at the front, and now I didn't have a clue what he's bringing. I saw only 4 infantry squads. But to counter Kustjäger in a defensive position in the woods, you can't bring normal infantry. You need to bring specialized infantry, elite infantry, to get them out. Because, as well, he didn't knew at this point that this Kustjäger in this position have great mortar support, and I think this is not an option to run against very heavily armed infantry with mortar support with normal infantry. That makes no sense from my point of view. Now you can see Kustjäger against the Leopard C2. They're driving down the road. My Kustjäger. First one down. Second. And now third one down. On the right side, he lost all his tanks. He lost mainly, let's say, 75% of his army on the right side. And that was, my win. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the analyze or the way I do it. Please write it down in the comments if you want to see only the replay from my point of view, or if you only want to see a replay with the whole view about the map. Please let me know. I will do better next time. Many thanks, and hopefully you're watching again. Bye!